Hello, welcome to CLSP Politics. Sean speaking. Today we're talking about Georgia and the laws that they've changed. And unless you've been buried under a rock, you had to have heard of some of this. It's pretty rough. First things first, let's thank the Brennan Center. They inspired this entire series of videos, and they're the good guys. They're fighting the good fight, and they're monitoring all the good fights. So definitely worth checking out if you get a chance. So first things first, let's talk about these restrictive laws. They only got two kinds in Georgia. I hate to say it. It's restrictive and interference. So let's start. On the mail voting, they kind of gutted mail voting. They still have it technically, but they've basically they cut down the opportunity to request one. They require counties to wait longer. They establish new ID rules. They bar officials from mailing ballots and severely restrict the availability of drop boxes and hours, specifically in cities though. Yeah, super easy there. They also make it harder for voters to go that go to the wrong precinct to have their ballots counted, and it bans mobile voting centers, which basically predominantly helped, you guessed it, POC neighborhoods. Another fun restrictive one is they made it easier to move those voters from the voter rolls in the first place. That's why at the end of my shows, I always say, go check your voter status. I'm not kidding. They are playing three-dimensional chess, and we got to be able to play that too, for real. They've increased partisanship on the state elections boards, because that can only help. They give newly partisan state election board authority to meddle with local election boards. So, yeah, they basically can kick out people that they don't like. It's pretty brutal. The Georgia, here is your probably the best interference one. They have a whole watch, just like Florida did. They've got their little authority to investigate elections. It's a Georgia Bureau of Investigations, because that's a thing. They can recommend prosecutions. Now, the county prosecutor would have to then follow through with those prosecutions. But I'm telling you, this is all what they'll do is they'll basically they'll recommend 15,000 people for prosecution, and then they'll go and say, look at all of the bad voters that are out there that we need to pass more strict laws on. Or meanwhile, the prosecutor actually looks at what these recommendations were. Throw out. This is just a way for them to have some statistics that are going to be complete garbage, but they'll be able to use in the next cycle. So this is fun. Don't worry. They're going to criminalize election officials taking private grants for running elections. Basically, if a nonprofit, and I'm not sure what they mean by grants, because that could be, that could just be about anything. This is also a good way for communities that aren't very well funded to have proper elections in their communities. So this basically goes after the poor. And there you are. So another cool interference one that they're doing, and I use cool in complete sarcasm. 3 of the laws replace members of the county elections board with partisan appointments. And Georgia's enacted several laws to restructure local board elections. These laws are they're either partially in place or they're fully in place. So that's pretty bad. And then you've got this law specifically increases partisanship on state election boards and give newly partisan state election board authority to meddle with local boards. This is what they're doing. This is what they're all about. And it's just rough. Some of these laws that were passed in 2021 have been used to oust Black election officials across the state. In turn, the new boards have taken actions to negatively affect Black voters, such as eliminating Sunday voting hours. So they're pulling out all the tricks in Georgia. GOP super didn't like losing those elections at all. And what's interesting is I think some of this stuff now, of course, but a lot of the mechanics that they're changing are actually going to affect older voters, and they tend to be Republicans. So it'll be interesting to see how these are enforced and where they're not enforced. So, I think we can all see where that's going. So my thoughts. The GOP obviously did not like losing that election one bit. And I know that there have been recent instruments put into place by progressive organizations for voter reg verification. And I know for a fact there's some really hardworking people in Georgia just blowing it up. Not to mention this, I guess it'd be during Memorial Day weekend, you end up with a bunch of candidates, Democratic candidates, working Georgia hard. So, yeah, I think this is it's going to be okay. I think that it's going to be a hard win. I think that Trump is still looking for those 11,000 votes. And I think he has a bunch of people in collusion with him to do exactly that. So Georgia's going to be one to watch. I think we're going to get a lot of stories about people going, I'm registered to vote, but they're saying I'm not. I think that's going to happen quite a bit. So I know that that's why they're doing so much voter education right now in Georgia, which is the way to do it. There's nothing else you can really do. So, yeah, it's going to be one to watch. Thank you for watching this. Check your voter status. Literally, I think this whole show is about check your voter status. Like, if you ever needed a reason, this is the show to watch to why you should check your voter status. Like and subscribe. If you wish to support this channel, please do. We're on PayPal at CLSP Politics. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and I'll